Dear Hotlist member, with your permission and with strict regard for your privacy, I want to send you one very wicked and unique weapon. Here at Fight Fast, we simply call it the Spike. Nobody else has this. It's our own design, our own engineering, developed with the help of a former Black Ops commando. This thing is serious business, and if you're interested in owning a super low profile weapon, virtually invisible to both the human eye and to metal detectors, that you can carry inside your belt, under your shirt, hidden inside your sleeve, or tucked inside of a necktie, then I will now rush you this badass Spike for free. There's also an instructional DVD package included. Shows you exactly how to conceal, carry, and draw your Spike. Your teacher is the same guy who helped us develop this nasty bit of weapon. Jim West is a U.S. Special Forces combat vet and Black Ops specialist. I'll tell you all about your DVD and Jim West's own amazing blood-curdling story in just a minute. Hi, it's Jimbo over here at Fight Fast on behalf of Bob Pierce and the rest of the crew. Over the last 30 years, we've been leading the self-defense industry with simple tools and devastatingly effective instruction to keep you and your family safe. Our products work for average guys who don't have years to learn some martial art that will only fall apart in any real fight anyway. Our gadgets and instructions work. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter if you're up against some goon straight out of prison with arms like tree trunks, or if you currently know nothing about fighting. Doesn't matter how old you are, your size, your strength, or skill level, or even if you've never been in a fight before in your life. Nope, none of that matters, because everything you'll get with this free kit, the Spike, the dirty tricks, the special combat secrets, will give you an instant unfair advantage over larger, more aggressive opponents. This is how you'll put them down fast and make him wish he'd never messed with you or your loved ones in the first place. This TRS Spike package is really that powerful. The Spike itself is just over 7 inches of fiberglass reinforced nylon, making it an unbelievably durable stabbing weapon. So tough, in fact, that it can blast straight through a sheet of solid plywood without a scratch, still looking brand new like you just took it out of the box. I pity anyone stupid enough to threaten your life, since the Spike will easily drive through anything your opponent is wearing, even a thick leather jacket. Our Black Ops friend insisted that this weapon be particularly nasty, modeling the 3-inch tip of the Spike after a much feared and respected World War I triangle-tipped trench knife, a weapon noted for its deadly effectiveness. If you know your history at all, then you know the soldiers in World War I duked it out in the trenches. It was a bloody and nasty form of combat, close quarters, many times with knives in the confines of a muddy ditch. The same kind of fighting you could face in the street, in an elevator, cornered in a bathroom, trapped between parked cars by gangbangers looking to kick in someone's head, even in your home. Like the trench knife, the TRS Spike is the perfect weapon for this kind of up-close and personal fighting, because it can be drawn into the fight fast and so quickly punch gaping holes into your opponent where there's not supposed to be holes. And it's perfectly legal to own, at least in the US. The deep grooves and a pronounced finger catch on the handle provides excellent grip, and the butt side pommel is perfect for non-lethal blows that can quickly knock someone unconscious, just in case you need a super effective alternative to end the fight in a couple of seconds without killing. The Spike comes with a tight-fitting elastic sheath that holds your weapon firm and yet still allows for a blazing fast draw. And there's a 4-foot length of paracord included so that you can carry the Spike around your neck or slung under either arm. Allows you to quietly and clandestinely carry a weapon that can end any lethal threat in a couple of seconds. You may not look all that dangerous, and nobody has to know you're actually armed to the teeth, but when crunch time hits, you'll be damn glad you got this in your bag of dirty tricks. The Spike is unique to Fight Fast. You can't find it anywhere else. It's worth $49 all on its own, but for you and other Hotlist members who act right away, I will now send you one, along with the DVD I'll tell you all about in just a second, as a complimentary gift. Okay, so why do you need something this wicked and nasty? Well, first of all, if you haven't noticed, the world is quickly becoming a much more dangerous place, especially for older and disabled folks. It's sad, really. Only a few months back, another senior citizen killed by young punks playing their demented knockout game, where they tried to knock an innocent bystander unconscious in one punch. The respect our young used to show the elderly and disabled is gone. They no longer help an old lady down the stairs, they push her down the stairs. These sick jerks actually enjoy hurting and humiliating people, and if you're smart, you'll learn a few tricks to defend yourself. This spike not only evens the playing field, it actually puts you at a huge advantage. It's shocking how blazing fast this can be out and ready to go, like greased lightning. And like I said, it can blast its way through just about anything. I mean, if it goes through a piece of plywood like this, you can imagine what this will do to anyone stupid enough to threaten the lives of you and your loved ones. Look, in the personal combat arena, one of the most effective tactics to winning, especially against someone who's bigger, stronger, and more aggressive than you, is the element of surprise. It's an old military trick that allows a small force to take on and defeat a much larger force. Every great military leader, from Alexander the Great to Napoleon to Dwight Eisenhower on D-Day, all use this. Why? Because surprise works, period. The idea is to catch your opponent off guard, get him back on his heels and panicking, and then not to let up on the pressure. The element of surprise is the biggest thing you've got going for you, and that's what makes this spike so powerful. It's so easy to conceal, he won't even know what hit him. Super low profile, so you can't see it under your shirt or inside your sleeve. Incredibly easy to draw from around your neck or from either pocket or a boot. Wearing this spike allows you to once again walk the streets with total confidence, knowing that you could easily take care of business against anyone of any size if you really had to. Here's how you can get one right now. Just click the yes button below. Do that right away. The TRS Spike is free. All I ask is that you pay for the shipping and handling fee, just $9.95. You're not joining a club. There won't be any reoccurring charges or anything like that. This $9.95 is just to cover the shipping and handling to get this to your front door. That's it. But you don't even risk a penny of that shipping and handling fee, because if you're not 100% thrilled with the spike, if you aren't walking your neighborhood with a new sense of confidence, if you don't feel that Fight Fast and TRS has got your back and that we just gave you the deal of a lifetime, if you're not completely happy for any reason, even no reason, then simply email my office at support@fightfast.com and request a refund of all your shipping and handling fee, but keep the spike as my gift to you just for taking the time to check this out. So, you see, this really is free. But there is one catch. We are limiting this free giveaway to just 500 packages. Really, when they're gone, that's it. But hold on, like I said, there's also a DVD package included. This is also yours to keep for free. You see, I want to make sure that you know exactly how to use your new spike. That's why I was so thrilled when Jim West himself agreed to get on camera to reveal some of his most simple and devastatingly effective tactics. This dude is the real deal. He's a former 20-year U.S. Special Forces combat vet who's managed to stay alive through some of the most hellish combat using nothing more than his wits, his skill as a fighter, and even some luck. He's been stabbed in the back, stabbed in the shoulder, had his finger half cut off and sewed back on, his face split open by shrapnel, his right leg busted up in 18 places, both shins shattered to bits, both hands broken, both wrists busted, 200 stitches in his face alone, and worse. Heck, in one fight, he even had his pinky toe ripped off. Thankfully, the doc managed to sew that back on, too. Jim admits to being in over 600 hardcore street fights. He's earned a half dozen medals in the first Iraq War, spent 13 years in the black bag arm of the Green Berets, trained Special Forces and Justice Department agents in hand-to-hand combat, and what really stuns most people is that that's just the tip of the iceberg. Legally, we can't even talk about the truly nasty and deadly fighting he's done while working as a black operative. That is, unless I want to risk going to federal prison, which I don't. My point in telling you all this is just to impress upon you that you'll be dealing with somebody who really, really knows his stuff. Here's just a taste of what Jim's about to show you on this incredible DVD package. First, the single most effective way to hold the spike. I'll give you a hint. It's a reverse grip that allows you a wicked hammer blow shot he cannot defend against. Jim walks you through a couple of variations of this grip, step by step, and it's all simple. Next, how to use a double-sided Velcro strip to carry this under your sleeve. Jim shows you exactly how to properly strap this to your forearm and then demonstrates some blazing fast deployment tricks. Sounds like James Bond kind of stuff, and it is, but this is a simple way to always be prepared for the worst. You'll also learn how to use your spike to transform a standard clip-on necktie into a deadly weapon. Because if you're a businessman, or even if you just like to dress up sharp for a date or a wedding or whatever, you'll still be completely armed to the teeth. It just won't look like it. Jim also covers some other slick carrying positions, including boot carry, front and back pockets, 3 different belt positions, and more. Fact is, you can conceal this just about anywhere, but Jim shows you the most effective and convenient places so you can get at your spike fast and without delay. Also, discover the 3 golden rules of a fight. This should be the first thing that pops into your head when you suspect there's about to be a confrontation. Knowing this will put you miles ahead of any fighter, even experienced boxers, wrestlers, and street brawlers. Also, 5 clever tricks to distracting your opponent. Very simple too. This is how you'll buy yourself a second or two more time than you'll need to get your spike out and ready to rock and roll. Also, how to avoid alerting your opponent that you're armed, because most street thugs are plenty wise and they will simply bum rush you the second they see you're going for a weapon. Jim shows you 7 very sneaky quick draw tactics that they won't spot until it's too late. Another thing, a simple and fast way to draw the spike from under a shirt. Takes only 3 minutes of practice to be an expert. Means that while your opponent is busy threatening your life, you've got a deadly weapon out and ready for action. Also, an extremely practical and easy rule of thumb to determine if a person is an actual threat or not. Watch for this one thing and you'll be instantly alerted to trouble. Gives you plenty of time and space to draw your weapon or plan your escape. You'll also learn a simple hand touch method to gauge just how close you should allow a potential threat. This is vital knowledge since most victims allow their attacker to get way too close before reacting. Also, a non-threatening stance, and this is cool, that is actually setting up your opponent for a wicked upward palm heel strike. This is not only an extremely easy to execute strike, but it's vicious and potentially lethal. At the very least, it's a nifty distraction that will give you a couple extra seconds to either draw your weapon or escape. Nice to have options. Jim will also show you how to use the spike on the arms of someone who's grabbing at you. Discover exactly where to target a specific and very sensitive nerve. The result, he will either pull back and run for his life, or at the very least, recoil and open himself up to far more damage. But most times, this will end the fight right then and there. Also, an easy elbow point trick that will dramatically increase your striking and accuracy power. If you learn nothing else but this one technique, you will still be at a huge advantage. And there's so much more too, like the one move you should make when you first suspect trouble. It's not threatening looking at all, but your opponent is actually in a lot of trouble. He just doesn't know it yet. Hopefully he walks away. If not, you're ready. Also, a simple forward pressure technique that keeps him back on his heels while you inch forward using a quick poking method. Discover a pain-rich menu of targets for your spike, some of them lethal that will end a confrontation in seconds. Crucial explosive reaction tips that will keep you cool, calm, and on your toes until it's time to act, and tons more. There's so much here, and it's all simple and easy to learn. I swear you'll be stunned and amazed. But hang on, there's even more. I want to get crazy generous here just so you know that we're treating you and a few other lucky guys on this hot list like gold. So I've also included some footage that nobody else has ever seen before. It's a brand new, very simple hand-to-hand system Jim West calls the fighting frame, because ultimately we wanted to make sure you had the advanced fundamentals of protecting yourself barehanded. Jim takes all his black belts and combat experience and black ops killing skills and boils it all down into the most astonishingly practical system that regular guys can start using right away. I mean, like as in today. It was specifically developed by Jim for guys like himself, who may be a little past their prime, perhaps lost some strength over the years, maybe even disabled, but still interested in being able to take on and defeat an attacker. It's simple, it's easy, I'm not kidding, you gotta see this. Here's what Jim will show you. First, you'll discover the clever method in which you can build your very own impenetrable human frame. There's really not much to it since there are only a few things to learn. The big trick is to never cross your arms. Not difficult. In fact, if you can remember that one thing, you pretty much got it. Also, what you should do if your opponent foolishly crosses his arms. It's almost funny to see how small guys, even women and little kids with very little strength, can easily pin down the arms of a much larger attacker. This technique is based on an old illegal boxing trick that really works. Another thing you'll learn is the very cool spring step method to staying centered on the balls of your feet and ready to fight, even if you're surprised or caught off guard. Also, how a simple salute underneath your own chin will make it impossible for larger, more skilled opponents, even a Golden Gloves boxer, to knock you out. Sounds weird, but it's actually very easy and effective method to keep you in the game. You'll also discover something Jim calls pendulum blocks. Works easily from your fighting frame. Gives you all kinds of options. Brutal elbow strikes, vicious groin shots, instant knockout shots, the whole works. This is how you'll start transforming your simple frame into a truly vicious self-defense system. And a lot more. Like how to properly tuck your chin to keep your brain box safe and protected, what you must do with your knees to maintain balance even if you're caught off guard, and on and on. I could keep talking about this for another 2 days, really, but no need, since you can see this all right now for yourself just by clicking the yes button below right now. The Spike is free. That incredible DVD is free. I only ask that you pay a small shipping and handling fee to get this to your door. That's more than reasonable, especially since this same package will sell later on for $69. And you're taking no chances by ordering right now, since you have a 1-year guarantee on your shipping and handling charge. When your package arrives, get the Spike out. Watch the DVD. Experiment with different carry positions. On your arm, under your sleeve, around your neck, in your boot, on your belt, wherever. Get a feel for how quickly you can draw this from the sheath. Practice in the mirror a little. Allow that confidence to take hold, knowing you're like a cocked and loaded weapon. Nobody else has to know that, just you. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, you can walk right through metal detectors with this, and yes, you could probably stroll right into a courthouse or through airport security wearing this too. But that's why I'm only releasing the Spike to this special hot list. It's nice to have options, but I'm betting you'll make good choices. I'm not going to treat you like a child. Make up your own mind. But I'm sure if they started rounding up folks and forcing them into FEMA camps, this would come in handy. Again, this is perfectly legal, but for now, we're covering our butts and making this vicious weapon available to just 500 members of this special hot list. That's not a lot, considering that Fight Fest has nearly 500,000 people who follow us. We'll see how it goes, but I would bet my house that this little test is not going to last long. We know the guys on this hot list. We know you take the protection of yourself and your loved ones seriously. That's what this is all about, to have one heck of a wicked tool that you can carry anywhere without detection, so that you always have an unfair advantage. No matter where you're at, you are always armed with the element of surprise. You are always the top dog, whether anyone knows it or not. Wearing this will skyrocket your confidence, and people, especially guys looking for an easy mark, can smell that kind of steely-eyed confidence from a mile away. Trust me, they know without a word being said that you are not to be messed with. So click the yes, give me my Spike button now. If you're one of the first lucky 500 hot list guys to respond to this message, we'll rush your free Spike and your free DVD package out to you immediately.